do a quick review on a Visconti Rembrandt pen that I purchased at Origami Inc. in North Carolina. If you're not familiar with Visconti, they've been in business for over 20 years. They were established in 1988, and they're an Italian company. The pen that I purchased, again, is a Rembrandt. It's kind of their entry-level pen. I believe, though, it's a very nice-looking pen. I think Visconti makes some of the most beautiful pens in the market right now. The pen itself is branded Visconti on the clip, and the clip is spring-loaded, as you can see here. Now, when I purchased this pen originally, it had came with a fine nib, and Jonathan, I didn't really care for it, and I talked to Jonathan at Origami, and he was very helpful in helping me exchange the nib out. So I sent it to Kohl's of London, and they placed a broad nib on there for me. So I've tried the pen with the fine nib, and one thing I noticed is that the pen does move around quite a bit in your pocket. Even though it's clipped to your pocket, it still kind of moves around. But you can see it's written Visconti here, and then on the cap itself it says Rembrandt right here in fine writing, which you may or may not be able to see, but the pen itself is beautifully designed. One thing you can do too is, if you're interested in sort of doing anything, personalizing it, this little cap piece right here actually comes off. It's held together by a magnet, and they have different options to replace it with, such as your initials or a stone, if you want to put that on there. Of course, I didn't do that. The pen cap is held by a magnet, so you can see it just kind of snaps on there instead of screws on and off, which I think is kind of a nice feature. I tend to pull the pen out a lot and write a quick note and then put it back together, so it makes it kind of quick to do so. The pen does post, so it will hold on to the back like that. And then it uses a converter to fill. Now again, this is a steel nib, broad nib that they replaced it with. So here is the converter. Now I'm going to put this aside here real quick. And I'm going to fill the pen with some ink that I brought. This is Black Swan in English Roses. It's a Noodler's ink. So if you're not familiar with this ink, you should try it. It's really a great product. It has some beautiful shading abilities. Really have enjoyed using this ink. So go ahead and fill the pen up. One thing I like to do is draw the ink up into the converter and then put it back into the bottle and then redraw it. What that does is it primes the nib for you, and it also puts as much ink into the converter as possible. Then I like to let a few drops of ink out. We'll go ahead and put this aside so we don't spill it, and wipe the nib down. Put the barrel back on. We'll do a quick writing test. So I'll go ahead and just do the typical quick brown fox. So do this real quick. So there you are. That's a Visconti Rembrandt pen with a broad nib. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section. And thank you for watching this review.